Yes. Hello, people. Cheers. What I'm in the process of doing, I'll just show you, bring you in on it. You saw me in the last video putting on some wax onto these tea bowls, and I'm just starting to dip them right now in the iron oxide slip. So that is what I am doing. Just want to do a few of these to show you and then move on to something else quickly. Okay, so yes, I'm finding this iron slip perhaps a little reluctant to resist. I'm going to add a little water, a little more water to the slip. Bear in mind with your glazes, you know, if you leave them from one glazing session to another, you find that if there's been some evaporation of water, it's always a good idea keep the lid firmly in place, okay, to stop that evaporation. Okay, let's see. Now, if it's too thick, the slip, it might cause some reluctance for the slip to resist the wax. Can happen. So I'm going to show you a couple of tricks. If that does happen when you're doing it, okay. It probably will do it. I'm going to, you know, I don't want it to, but it probably will. But in which case I'm just going to, so you can see the wax is dry now. Okay, so what we're going to do is just dip this down on the outside. These are not slipped on the inside, just on the outside. And try and do it as evenly as possible, like that. Okay, now give it a shake. Now you can see that is reluctant, isn't it? So what you can do is, okay, that didn't seem to work. So I'm blowing on it, you see. Now that makes you quite dizzy when you blow on it, just to warn you. So it's weird, sometimes wax will just resist and pull back very nicely, other times it's you have to blow it like that. Alright, now sometimes just by touching it you somehow break the surface tension and it will pull back, but not always. And you haven't got a lot of time. Oops. You haven't got a lot of time to hang around because that slip is drying as you're waiting, so to speak. Let's do this guy. Give it a shake. Come on, man, come on. don't like it when it does this. It's a nuisance. Be careful, you can hyperventilate and you can literally faint. So just bear that in mind. I've come close to fainting before, on the floor, in a heap. It's a pain. Now, it may be, and I haven't really experimented with this enough really to be able to tell you one way or another. Well, you can see that there's some moisture still in the clay here, can't you? Now, it might be that if we let it dry, now I've got that one is drier, isn't it, that bowl? Maybe I should leave them to completely dry before I dip them in the slip, but I've always understood it's really better, because there's a lot of clay in the slip, to dip them while they are still got dampness in the wool. So, but this one is somewhat drier. Why don't we just try dipping this one and see if that one makes any difference, because it's dry. I don't know why it should. Okay, right, let's how we go. Let's see what it does. Here. This is the one, if you remember, I did with the double brush. Got some of those little fruits and those seed pods. I want them to come out. I may just have to add those seed pods in later. Okay, so well, that did actually resist better, didn't it? Maybe we learned something there, huh? Okay, I'm going to leave that now and have a sip of tea. I'm going to move over to here. I've got something else to show you. I bought a new gadget which I'm playing around with. Playing around. I'm playing around. What is that? Okay, so it's basically a silicon type of reservoir, and I filled it, you see, with this. Or perhaps I should show you that clay over there. I took some of the clay I've got over here on the end of the bench, some of this wheel reclaim stuff, as you can see, it's nice and soft, and I tried to get it to the right consistency. Put it in another bucket over here. I can't remember if I showed you this or not. So I got it in here and made it into a nice brew, Okay, so that's how I prepared that, and it's a good idea to use one of these guys. Useful, a little addition to your pottery toolkit. And then I opened this up and put it in there, and I got a nozzle on on the front there, and I'm gonna take it and do one in front of you. Whoa, that will be. So I've got I've got a couple of T-balls here. Maybe I should come around this side like that. So here's the T-ball. So what I thought of, as I say, I am experimenting here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to simply, by squeezing it, come on. It's a bit like icing, isn't it? The nice thing about it is if you don't like it, if you don't like what you've done, you can just wipe it off. Ooh, see what happened there? It got, I think probably what I should have done is cleaned off the tip a bit. I've got a feeling it's getting, it's basically, I mean, it's nothing other than a slip trailer, is it? What we would call it. I'm going to wipe this one off because I'm not very happy with it, but I'm just doing this just to show you. You see, the idea is that you can, you can do some do some designs, you see. See what I mean? See what I mean, Jelly Bean? If you don't like it, just wipe it off. Wipe it off. Ooh, seems like I've got a bit of iron oxide on here, doesn't it? Well, that's all right. I mean, it's nice to be able to see, I'm going to start again now. I got a feeling it's a little bit thick actually. I did try this the other day and yeah, I think it's a little thick. I think it needs to be watered down a bit. Yeah. So if you don't like it, you can do that, you see. There's no end to the creativity, is there? I did one, and this is one that I did that is now, well, it's sort of dried off a bit. What you need to bear in mind is that as it dries, it does shrink a little bit. So anyway, you can find, I mean, I bought that up at my weaver's local store here in Milheim, but think of the ways in which how you could use such a tool. I think that could interact quite nicely with wood ash, you see, blown around over that. All right, so have a go. If that grabs you, go out and spend 10 or 15 bucks and get one of those, because it's got a lot of applications, and of course we've got other tips here, you know, the sort of typical cake type ones, sort of like a star you know, sort of that type. Yeah, basically you've got three that are like this with the jagged, and then you've got 3 plain ones, large, medium and small, and large, medium and small of that. So they come with those. There it is. This is the one I'm using. There's other ones out there that you could use as well. And give it a whirl. Okay, folks, there it is. A little bit of doing a little bit of working with slips. Red iron oxide slip and clay slip. Please go to my website, simonleachpottery.com. If you want to come on a workshop, I've got a workshop actually on the 27th and 28th of April. I've had a cancellation on that, or somebody who can't make it. So that workshop, I have space on that workshop for 1 or 2 more people, if anybody's interested. Apart from that, there's other workshops up there on the website. Check them out. And yeah, we're heading towards the firing, as you know. And so that's what's coming up now. I'm just doing this. This is all preparation for that. So got to finish huffing and puffing here with these wax guys, and then I'm going to be doing some decorating, banding, decorating, and glazing. Okay, so join us for that. Meanwhile, keep practicing. That is the secret, as I told you a million times. Hey, all the best, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.